welcome to my channel. My name is Elizabeth and I'm here to talk about bike packing as I'm preparing my bike trip to Berlin. If you want to know more about the plan and about me, check out my latest video. I'll put a link down in the description. In this video, I'm taking you on a bike trip from Utrecht to Amsterdam as part of my training for my bigger trip to Berlin. On this trip to Amsterdam, I'll give you some bikepacking tips and show you some of the highlights of Amsterdam. First, let me show you some stuff I bought for my trip to Berlin, which I'm very excited for. As this biking trip will be the first where I will sleep in campsites, I obviously bought some camping and sleeping stuff, as well as cooking materials and some other things, such as a water bottle or a pump for my bike, and some things that I can fix my bike with if needed. If you wonder how I make my routes, well, it depends, because sometimes I make my own route and then I'm using a site such as fietsknoop.planner.nl, which is a Dutch site. But also sometimes I just Google the names of the places I bike in between and then find a nice route that I will use. If you want to know more about how I plan my trip exactly, I can make another video about it, so then please leave a comment down below. And then meet my bike. There it is, my bike, who will bring me all the way to Amsterdam and hopefully also to Berlin a couple weeks later. Here you see me preparing my bike. I attached 2 of my bags and a water bottle on the bike and put a helmet on. So this takes a while, but then I'm ready to go. While I'm still in Utrecht, the rain starts to fall, and only 6 kilometers in, I'm already soaked, which unfortunately will not be the last time this trip. I'm continuing my trip, and when I'm leaving Utrecht, the sky turns blue again. As mentioned, I have some tips for you if you want to do such a bike trip as well. Tip 1 is eat enough and also on time. The best is not to wait until you get hungry. An additional tip is therefore to have always something to eat with you, because a shop or a place to eat is not always close by. And sitting on a bike feeling hungry is not what you want. Tip 2 is take enough rest. If you feel like your body is getting tired, just take a break. It can be only like a small break of 5 minutes or a longer one. Just feel what your body needs. An important thing to consider here is that you should not have too many kilometers in a day that you don't feel like you can take a break. If that's the case, you know you have scheduled too many kilometers. So if you're a beginner, don't plan too many kilometers in a day, because if you don't feel like you can have a break, like a proper break, then you don't have a good experience. It's that simple. My advice is to start with like very small distances, because then your body gets used to the rhythm of biking and you also get to know yourself, like how many kilometers you like or how many you don't like. These first 2 tips are really about listening to your body. What does your body need? Does it need food? Does it need water? Or does it need a rest? So this is also a big part of biking. I think that your body is like your main source of like doing the biking. So you need to take care of it and listen to it very carefully. Now back to the trip. After the sun came out for a while, the sky became gray again. And then it starts raining again. A lot. decided to find shelter and started again with biking when the rain was over. However, it wasn't over for long. Being drained for the third time, you probably wonder two things. 1, do you still like it? And 2, haven't you checked the weather forecast? My answer to that, yes, I still like it. Of course it's better when the sun is out, but yeah, it's part of the trip. And 2, yes, I checked the weather, but it didn't forecast this much rain. And secondly, I didn't have a choice. I had to bike today. Okay, to be honest, at this point I actually didn't enjoy it so much anymore. Luckily, from this moment on, the sky stayed blue. While I'm enjoying the sun, let's move on to the next tip. Tip 3 is important for people who navigate with their phone, as I am. It's really important to have enough battery on your phone, because otherwise you literally cannot find your way. It is really obvious, of course, but it's really important, and therefore I mention it. I always bring a power bank with me so I can charge it at least twice. And I also have like a normal charger with me, so if I have a lunch at a restaurant, I can also charge it there. If you use something else to navigate, then it's of course a different story, and it's not that important. Back to the bike. Time for a break. I'm now enjoying a little break. It's 12:30. It's only 25 kilometers left to Amsterdam, so it's going well. I'm almost dry and it's quite windy, but when the sun is there it's not that cold, so that's really nice. I still haven't found a place to eat, so that's a goal before going to Amsterdam directly. After eating an apple, charging my phone and putting some sunscreen on, I get back on the bike. So leuk. Crossing a canal, I met these nice people, and after a short talk, our roads separated. Then it was time for lunch at a really cute bakery. Had a really nice lunch, and now I'm back on the bike in my last 15 kilometers to Amsterdam. I crossed a nice park, which was also a really nice walking break from sitting on the bike for such a long time. The last tip is about the weather, which in this trip was kind of a roller coaster. Of course, you cannot control the weather, and sometimes it's really unpredictable, but I still would recommend to check the forecast while planning your trip. Because if you, for example, know that it's gonna be a rainy day, you can reschedule your plan, or you can be prepared by having a good raincoat. That were the tips for this video. Back to me on the bike. Now I'm approaching Amsterdam and the weather is, as you can see, great. And there's so much nature here. I'm now riding through the beautiful streets of Amsterdam. Here I'm arriving at the Dam, where you can see the Royal Palace and a national monument. As you can see, it's a really nice place to just hang around for a bit and enjoy the vibe. Yes, I made it to Amsterdam. As you can see, I'm sitting at the Dam. It's very beautiful here. There are lots of people and the weather is amazing. And now I'm going to explore the city a bit more. I felt so awkward filming this while sitting there with all these people around me, so I'll explain it right now. I was really happy being there in Amsterdam, especially because it was a kind of a rough trip with the weather. So yeah, there you see me being very awkward. Now I'm walking with my bike through the famous Kalverstraat, which is a really nice shopping street. Here we're passing by one of the many souvenir shops in Amsterdam. Now we're entering the flower market, which is another highlight of Amsterdam. Here on the left we see a cute cheese shop, which is also worth a visit. Here I'm passing a really nice shop which sells a famous cookie which we call a stroopwafel, which is basically a waffle with syrup in between. It's really nice and you really should taste it when visiting Amsterdam. There are also other places like these which are a little bit cheaper and less busy, so just look around you and you will find a spot. Of course, I didn't visit all the highlights of Amsterdam today. Other things you might want to visit when you're coming to Amsterdam are the red light district at Vondelpark, which is a really nice park just to wander around. You might want to take a canal cruise, which is also really nice with good weather. There are also a lot of beautiful museums if the weather isn't that good. Or you might consider visiting the Anne Frank house, which is a really interesting place to visit. Besides visiting all these highlights, I advise you to also explore the city on your bike, because the city is beautiful on its own already, and you can bike along the canals and visit some places you might not visit when you're by foot. Now I'm heading on my bike to the central station of Amsterdam, which is my final destination. After I took some pictures with me and my bike in front of the central station, I took a tunnel and went to the other side of the station to end this trip with a nice view over the IJ. Although with me the weather wasn't that good, I would still highly recommend this route because it was so diverse. I crossed a lot of nice places, but also a lot of beautiful nature. So if you want to do such a bike trip in the Netherlands, I would highly recommend going from Utrecht to Amsterdam. That was it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. The next video will be about how I planned my bike trip to Berlin. So if you're interested in that, stay around.